Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. If you have not, please do consider subscribing and go check out my other Bitcoin, stock, automotive videos on my channel. And please, you can even consider looking at my finance podcast. It's called Pocket Change, and you can find it anywhere on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, anywhere where you listen to podcasts, and you can hear some more things that I have to say. It's a really great podcast, and I have like over 100 episodes. So let's get right into this. Bitcoin is, I now have a love-hate relationship with Bitcoin. I used to absolutely hate it, then I loved it, and now I'm back to hating it again. I still own a little bit of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. I have not sold anything, and I'll get into that a little bit today. As you can see, today is Sunday, June 27th, 2021, and Bitcoin so far right now at last, 7:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US was up 9% or almost, oh, now it's up $3,000. So, it hit the $29,000 mark, which was a doom and gloom scenario. That was the absolute worst possible thing that could happen last week. And it just goes to show that people were starting to sell it even more. So Bitcoin is just on an absolute tear to the downside. It is just falling like a lead balloon, and it doesn't seem like there's any hope. But there have been these small, pullbacks where it goes up and down, but it's just not enough to move the needle. Like, we haven't seen over 40,000 for Bitcoin in like what feels about middle of this month. So it actually isn't that long, and that's the point of this video. Today's video is to go over why we shouldn't worry. I don't think. This is my personal opinion, just for what I have to say for entertainment purposes, just my own self, my own thoughts. I'm not like any advisor giving advice or anything, but I think there's no time to worry. I'm holding on to my own Bitcoin, and I'll show you why. So we'll go over each one of the three: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So in the last 5 days, Bitcoin is, it's basically doing, um, let's see here. It is doing, it's doing okay. It's been, again, it's kind of retraced basically where it was 5 days ago, which is, that's okay. We really wish that it would do a lot better than that. And in the last 3 months, as we can see, it's nowhere near where it should be from the last 3 months. We had a peak basically in the last 3 months back in April of almost 59,000, and now we are where we are. We're about 20,000 less than that, about 25,000 less than that. So that's pretty bad. It's kind of sad. And then in the last 6 months, Bitcoin has really taken a dive. It's really not done that well. So it's whatever. So this is a short term. This is the short term view. And as you can see, once we start to head out like a year, yes, Bitcoin is down, but it was up substantially. And, all time, Bitcoin is still doing pretty well. It's back to, at some point in 2020, back to October 2020 kind of levels. That's nothing to sneeze at. So we're not gonna complain in the long term of Bitcoin. If we go on to the next, which is Ethereum, then we can see that Ethereum is still doing pretty well, considering, like, basically since let's see, about February 2021. That's not that long ago, guys. It's really not. I mean, it might seem like a long time ago. It's only about 4.5, 5 months ago, and we're not doing that bad. If you had invested then or even earlier, then you made out really well. So I really do think that you don't really have a whole lot to worry about. This is a short-term blip. Like, this is like 4 months, and if we look at like the last like 5 years, like where Ethereum has been, like you are on a tear. You are doing so well. Ethereum has just crushed it. So it's like long term, there's really nothing to like, grasp at. It's doing really well. I mean, unfortunately, if you're like me, you're not doing too well if you invested late in the game. But hopefully we see these former levels. Hopefully we see it rise again. And the same thing with Litecoin. So Litecoin, I think, is the most reasonable coin to buy, my opinion. And even today, it's up just like Bitcoin. It's almost up like 9%. It's up about 7.5% right now, about $9. And if you just look at like the last month, sure, it has gone down. If you look at the last 3 months, sure, it's not quite where it used to be. And then if you look at the last 6 months, it starts to even out. So back in like early January of even late January, let's just say of 2021, that's around the same time. So it's been about 6 months of data that we have that shows that it has dipped precipitously since then, and it has basically returned to beginning of year levels. But if we look at 1 year, it's like, that yes, that's down a lot, but that's not as bad. Like that is pretty good and it's pretty consistent. Looks like from basically, yeah, around Christmas to so about a month worth of pretty consistent, like where we are right now. So you know what? Maybe we'll return to this kind of upside of like 227 a coin, something like that. Maybe I'm just guessing. Again, in the last like 5 years, like you're killing it. Since like 2018, like you're basically killing it. If you've made it this far, like you're up way higher than you were, at any point since basically mid 2019. So you've gained more than you did all throughout 2020, and then you're back to basically where you were in the beginning of 2021. So that's not bad at all. And I have lost quite a bit on Bitcoin percentage wise, and Ethereum and Litecoin. So I'm just gonna stick it out. I'm just gonna see what happens, and like let the chips fall where they may. I did want to bring this up too, but like I bought actually, let's go to Ethereum because this is more relevant. I bought Ethereum, and Litecoin for that matter, the day before Elon Musk tweeted out that Tesla would no longer be using Bitcoin. You can no longer use Bitcoin to buy a Tesla. So of course I bought it at the absolute high. I bought it on 5/12. I bought Litecoin and Ethereum, and as you can see, I bought it at the absolute worst possible time. You couldn't have picked a worse day to buy Ethereum or Litecoin than I did on this day. I basically have lost ever since. I've basically lost so much money since that time, and that was again only about a month and a half ago. And same thing with Litecoin. If I go back to year to date, and I just check on May 12th. Yeah, it's just been like a roller coaster 90-degree drop since then. So I hope that you're doing better than me in your Bitcoin and your Ethereum and your Litecoins. And please, 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 like I said, do consider subscribing if you have not already. Please, please, please do consider looking at my finance podcast. It is called Pocket Change. It is anywhere where you listen to podcasts on Apple, Spotify, Google. Give me a review there. You can even watch my other videos on YouTube if you'd like to see if you see some similar things. I do other videos on Bitcoin as well. So please let me know what you guys think. Please do comment and please do subscribe. I really appreciate every single subscriber that I have. And until next time, I will see you again soon.